Welcome to this edition of ONME Sunday Mornings. My name is Julia Dudley Najib, along with
Lennis Najib.
Today, this morning, we are standing in front of the State Center Community College District office because there was a big meeting here this past week. And this meeting, even though it was a normally scheduled Board of Trustee meeting for all of the public, there were some concerns, especially from the black faculty and staff and from those students who had on Black Lives Matter t-shirts.
One thing I noticed, they was concerned about the equity share in the funding that's involved here, and also the treatment of the African Americans here, as one student so eloquently stated in her presentation.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that news. And we will also be talking about Carlton Jones. Some people know him as a firefighter. Some people know him as a councilman in the Tulare County because he is the councilman of District 3. And he also is the vice mayor of Tulare. So now you're going to know him for something else. And so we'll be telling you about the recent, I'll say, another job to add to his list. We also want to review CENO, if you didn't get a chance to see that, Cancer Excludes No One, with Jewell Riversmith and Paulette who put on the event, along with Paulette, who is a singer, and we will be giving you excerpts of that Cancer Excludes No One.
One thing about it is the process is going to go to cancer research. Yes. And they have a doctor there that's going to go into developing some more detailed research in that field.
With his students, and he was very detailed about that. We also want to talk about Kwanzaa, let you know where that's happening, and of course the African American Museum, and it's going to be led by our very own Professor Kayinde Sawazi. We also want you to know about the Christmas tree exhibit, and we got to show an excerpt of that with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the last episode. And so that's the latest news and information we'll be discussing along with Valley Black Talk Radio, who is talking about the latest news, national news and local news with myself, Julia Dudley Najib, Mel Sanders, and Jewell Riversmith. Meanwhile, we want to talk about the shopper. We finally have that ONME shopper. You've probably got a chance to check it out online. If you've gone to the desktop, you're able to go to myonme.com. And through your phone, it's probably easier if you're able to go to shop.myonme.com. But we've got some fascinating items that are in this shopper from some of our local vendors who we really are promoting. Yes, we have our national brands. We have a lot of African American vendors, black owned businesses, but we also have those national brands that you might be looking for and looking forward to. But you know, I don't think people know about Amina Wilson, who's a caterer who's also featured in this ONME shopper, and some of her delicious pies.
One thing, I am very picky about what I eat. You know that. Yeah. It's a key lime pie with the cream and everything. So I was shocked to see how great it tastes.
How are you shocked? She's a caterer. It's supposed to be good.
I know that, but I'm just saying, you know, when I looked at it, it was like, oh, okay. And then I ate it and I said, oh, that's good. That's delicious. So I enjoyed eating that pie.
I've enjoyed all of her food. In fact, she has a gumbo. We have our gumbo days coming up at Cafe Aroma Coffee House. So you can pre-order your gumbo through the ONME shopper. Order that now, and she'll definitely have that ready for you on Wednesday and Thursday. Some people like seafood gumbo, and some people like the gumbo without the seafood. So she has both. It's just a matter of pre-ordering, and yes, there's a price difference because seafood does cost more. So in case people want to know why does it cost more, as we know, crab and fish and all those type of items always cost more. But that just came from nowhere. Check it out in the ONME shopper, and if not, check it out at Cafe Aroma Coffee House. Also, we have some, now I know you know about the candles, the scented candles. You've seen that.
Well, seen it, but the smell of them is just wonderful. The aroma of that scented candle and the design, and it's a slow burn, is perfect for the Christmas holiday. And
poor little ginger man got burned up though. Poor little gingerbread man.
Oh, but it smelled good while he was getting burned though. So I enjoyed the seasonal gifts. And around this time, it just makes your homes feel at home.
Well, the cool thing about these candles is these candles happen to be seasonal, but the reason why I said seeing is believing is because there's whipped cream topping, so it looks like on these candles. You cannot eat these candles, but it smells good enough to eat. And she has non-seasonal candles, so even Valley Black Talk Radio will be having some of those candles, and those help to support Valley Black Talk Radio and the ONME network. And then Also, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about those business items that are available in the ONME Shopper. We have some local vendors. We have Insight Design that'll get you some banners done for from between $25 to $45. You can get some banners for your new business, your new shop, or maybe you're a vendor on the corner, or maybe you're a caterer and you need to have some of those affordable banners.
One thing about those banners, it helps you stand out. It helps drive sales. A lot of people don't understand the value of advertising in a form of banners, but these banners, full color, you can get at a very inexpensive price.
And this is a local vendor. You're supporting a local vendor. He also has a photo session available. So those of you who are into taking pictures, or if you're that business owner that needs to take a photo, a professional photo shoot, you're able to do that on location. It could be a spot in front of your business, and you can get that for $30. Wow. Normally, I don't know of any other place you can get a photo shoot for $30 and get your 2 poses in and at your location. That's pretty good. Strike a pose. Only 2 of them. Only 2 of them. But still, if you want 4 of them, that's $60. So it's still something reasonable under $100, or it could be a nice gift to give to somebody who you want them to strike a pose. And of course, there's always accounting services you should start looking at now. Those of you who file taxes and those of you who do not file taxes, that's always a problem about the tax season. But in our community, it can be a problem if you don't file your taxes. So Katina Davis, who is an accountant, has those services that are available for micro businesses, small businesses, and it all just depends on how many employees that you have. Micros from 1 to 2, I believe. She also has something to set up for sole proprietorship. So take a look at that. You can get your taxes prepared and also get some software set up and also get some advice.
Oh, it's a lot on there.
Yeah.
So one thing about doing an accountant, a lot of times people say they can do it by themselves.
They always say that.
No.
I know some black business owners that always say that.
This is a professional that will go into detail with you about your accounting needs and services. So utilize that service.
Also check out those calendars. There's some really cool African American themed calendars and Afrocentric themed calendars that you can take a look at. That's from one of our national merchants, and there's earrings, there's even fraternities, sororities. I know you'd want to say something about that.
Oh, one thing about there's some cool hats and shirts for the fraternity. And being an Alpha Phi Alpha member itself, it's a place at a one-stop shop where you can get everything that you need at a reduced price. So let's go in there, shopper, and take a look at some of the items that they have available.
Finally, we want to remind you, and this is from the city of Fresno, that is saying, hey, be that zero hero. Zero hero means try to or have no watering times. As you can see, it's fairly wet behind us, which means it's raining, which means you really don't need to turn on those sprinklers. So this is the time to turn them off, conserve water. We are still trying to make that 25% reduction. We're not quite there yet. So please honor those watering times that are on your screen, or 0 watering times. We'd love for you to be a zero hero. Everybody loves you, City of Fresno loves you, and the state of California loves you. So be that zero hero. And after the break, we're going to get into that news about Carlton Jones, who there's some news for you to know about. This vice mayor, also District 3 representative, also firefighter. Also, he's going to be a trailblazer that's honored. Also. So stay tuned. I know.
Look.
There's always something. Stay tuned. You're watching ONME Sunday Mornings. We'll be right back.
Hey Fresno, after a great summer of water conservation, our numbers fell the past few months.
And to avoid state fines, we're cutting back to 1 outdoor watering day per week, starting November 1st.
Odd-numbered addresses water on Saturday and even addresses on Sunday.
Or be a zero hero and stop outdoor watering into the springtime.
Many Fresno landscapes survive on just dew and rainfall all winter long.
So remember, one day is okay, but you can be a hero with 0.
A message from the City of Fresno.
We, the people of the San Joaquin Valley,
pledge to do our part to protect our air and the health of our community.
We pledge to burn cleaner and burn less.
We pledge to register our wood-burning device.
We pledge to be good neighbors and check before we burn.
Because protecting our air can be as easy as checking before we burn.
It's our air. It connects us all. And together, we can protect it.
Check before you burn. A message from the Valley Air District.
And welcome back to ONME Sunday Mornings. We want to get right to that news about Carlton Jones, who is the Vice Mayor of Tulare. He's also the District 3 councilperson representative for that Tulare County area. And what else?
Well, one, he is the first African American president of the fire union, I believe.
For the firefighters.
For the firefighters in Fresno. It's ironic.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty incredible. Non-white, the first non-white African American. So.
And we just thought, that's good news we want to tell you, because he's one of those community leaders that's everywhere and is about everyone and really believes in helping his community. And this is a rising star, because I know that at the African American Museum, he's going to be honored at the 2016 Trailblazer this year.
That is a prestigious honor, and he's well deserved in that honor. And I'm looking forward to watching him receive that award.
Passing the torch. We again like to congratulate. We want to congratulate him from all of his successes and congratulate Carlton Jones on his most recent success for this prestigious appointment, that being the union president for the Firefighters Association. And we want to remind you that Kwanzaa is at the African American Museum starting December 26th. Yes, that is the day after Christmas, so it does not impede with the Christmas holiday. And that will be at 6:30 p.m. And the museum is located at 1857 Fulton Street in Fresno, California. And Kwanzaa goes from December 26th all the way to January 1st. Professor Kainde Sawalze will be leading this with different speakers. I'll be speaking one night. Kwanzaa means first fruits, and it's really about looking at the past, looking at the future, looking all in one. How can we begin to uplift our community? So Kwanzaa is an African American holiday that Dr. Malana Karinga had started to be able to help African Americans who have a measurable amount of pride in themselves and also being able to reconnect with the African culture.
One subject matter that I like about Kwanzaa the most is the economic development. That part of Kwanzaa is a lot of times is missed in our community. So please come out and support Kwanzaa.
Also, while you are supporting Kwanzaa, you can go downstairs of the African American Museum on the first floor and check out that Christmas tree exhibit. Thanks to the fraternities, the black fraternity sororities here throughout the valley that donated a tree, decorated a tree, and it is there. I know we had Phi Alpha, sorority, Delta Sigma Theta. AKAs, also the Links organization, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. Oh dear. Okay, if I did, I know I'll make sure I say it on the next program. Meanwhile, we want to show you a quick excerpt of CENO, Cancer Excludes No One, and you'll see Paulette, who also was one of the co-hosts with our very own Andre Covington, who was comedic as always. Even on a tough subject such as cancer, he was still funny.
Talking about James Brown, you know what I mean, and imitating James Brown, you want to see this.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that.
And I'd like to bring at this time Dr. Jason Bush, and he will let you know what he is doing to try and help conquer cancer.
Let me put this into perspective for you. 1.6 million cases of cancer are going to be diagnosed this year. Over 500,000 deaths alone this year in the United States. Cancer is one of those diseases that affects everyone, either personally or through a family member. The opportunity to give back to cancer and to make inroads into cancer therapy always starts with the laboratory. It always starts with the basic biology, understanding what makes a cancer cell a cancer cell. How does it depart, or what are the changes that occur from our normal cells? So I'm an associate professor in the biology department, and I run a cancer research lab. I have a team of students, of graduate students and undergraduate students, and we work on issues of different kinds of cancers, breast cancer, and the relationship between pesticide exposure and breast cancer.
Like James Brown said, can I hit it one time?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can get him to do it. Come on.
Can I get it one time?
How does that go? You gotta pull it out. Let's pull it out down here.
It's from the soul.
Tell me that. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out. Can I get one time?
You gotta pull it out.
So right now, we're going to do a little James Brown's Jingle Bell.
Let's hear about this bell.
get money back. You don't get money back. They ready to back. Y'all ready to win. They know what they speak James Brown.
You know what he's saying? Yeah. Because I had to pick up my cell phone and start translating. I don't know what words he's saying.
They've been trained by James over the years. It's an Ebonic James Brown. Everybody can pick it up. Jingle bell, jingle bells all the way. Hey, come on, have much fun. Get into the back. And I want everything.
That's time. Oh, that's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I'm gonna change that when I'm back on top in June.
Go on, girl. I get you.
You've been a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pauper, a pawn and a king. I know you've been up and down and over and out. I know yourself flat on your face. You know, you just pick yourself up and get back in the ring. Why don't you tell them about it? I can't deny it. I thought of giving up, Paulette, but you know, my heart wouldn't buy it.
And we hope you enjoyed that part of CENO, Cancer Excludes No One. This is Paulette Farwell's organization. We're thankful for all the work that she has done. And the donations were directly going to that professor that spoke. And so we like to thank CENO and all the individuals that helped to volunteer their time and to volunteer their efforts to this great cause. After the break, there's so much more. We got to talk about the State Center Community College District. And that's it. So stay tuned. That's it. So there's more. So you're still talking. I'm trying to say that's it. We'll be right back.
Hey Fresno! After a great summer of water conservation, our numbers fell the past few months.
And to avoid state fines, we're cutting back to one outdoor watering day per week, starting November 1st.
Odd-numbered addresses water on Saturday and even addresses on Sunday. Or be a zero hero and stop outdoor watering into the springtime.
Many Fresno landscapes survive on just dew and rainfall all winter long.
So remember, one day is okay, but you can be a hero with zero.
A message from the City of Fresno.
We, the people of the San Joaquin Valley,
pledge to do our part to protect our air and the health of our community.
We pledge to burn cleaner and burn less.
We pledge to register our wood-burning device.
We pledge to be good neighbors and check before we burn.
Because protecting our air can be as easy as checking before we burn.
It's our air. It connects us all. And together, we can protect it.
Check before you burn. A message from the Valley Air District.
And welcome back to ONME Sunday Mornings. We want to get right into the excerpt with the State Center Community College District and some of the challenges that they were having, and we'll hold a commentary for thereafter. Let's take a look.
My name is Dr. Boland. I'm the president of the Black Faculty and Staff at Fresno City College. The African American Faculty and Staff Association, in partnership with the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and interested community members, are all here today to express our concerns around the success or lack thereof of African Americans at Fresno City College. We recognize that Fresno City College is designated as a Hispanic serving institution with over 23,000 Latino and Hispanic students who view the American dream through the community college pathway. We proudly and passionately support their efforts at success. This designation allows for federal funding to provide innovative educational programs to all underserved students. Approximately 1,600 African American students attend Fresno City College. They are, in most areas, the most disproportionately impacted student population in every area addressed by the equity plan except one, that being access. There have been many discrete occasions where the African American student has been marginalized, overlooked, discriminated against, and left out. We are requesting the creation of advisory committees, which are tasked with the sole purpose of creating a more equitable institution for all students.
Equity funding. The data in the plan is not disaggregated and appears to be superficial in its interpretation. It appears that the equity coordinator believes that equity means fairness, as evidenced by what he said on several occasions, and in a different setting, it does. However, equity in education means to bridge the gap of student achievement among those who are most disproportionately impacted, as indicated by their success retention and persistence failure rates. To that end, a clear working definition of equity is necessary to support an equitable plan for those who are the most disproportionately impacted.
A couple of weeks ago, I was in a history class where the instructor used the N-word repeatedly to explain a sign he claimed he saw in clothing. His point to the class was that Black people are not welcome in clothing, and the sign was supposed to be proof of that. He said that the sign had the N-word on it, telling them to not let the sun go down on you N-word, but he said the word. I was the only African American in the class, and it embarrassed me, and every time he used the N-word when I reported this to his dean, she took the instructor's side, which made the situation even more frustrating. She did not apologize for me for the hostile environment of that class. Instead, she seemed to want to dismiss the issue as an overreaction.
As stated previously, the Asian Pacific or Asian American student population at this campus is roughly 13%, and the majority of that 13% are among students. I strongly urge this body to reconsider having a Southeast Asian on the search committee for the next president of Fresno State College.
On your figures that you're giving us here, that I think you said there are 13% Hmong students here. I think the figures that I last saw that there's 3.5% of our student body at Fresno City College are Hmong. There are 13% Asians out of our mix. Is that right, Pedro? So at 3.5% of our student body are Hmong students.
I believe if I'm wrong correctly, the 13% is the Asian Pacific number that I stated. And I also stated that the majority of that 13% is Hmong. And my number happens to be
3.5 against 13%, right?
My number is around 9%. That's what I have.
Pedro?
Yeah, where are you getting the numbers from?
We had discussions with certain board trustees, and I think, if I can recall, I have the number in the high single digits.
Pedro, how many students is that representative of? The percentage that
so
we
that's
have?
3.5% at Fresno City College. Fresno City College population is 30.
Almost 24, but 23.7, I think.
No disrespect, but are we supposed to be engaging in conversation and public comment?
I just wanted to clarify.
Thank you.
I figured where it came from. Thank you.
And if I can make one last comment, regardless if it's one student or 1,000 students, I think it's very important to have representation on this search committee. And the community is asking for this board to reconsider their position.
Thank you.
We got a chance to look at that excerpt. State Center Community College District. What are your comments?
Well, one thing is I'm very proud of the young lady that spoke and issued her concerns with a professor using the N-word in a classroom in a very disrespectful way. And that was a chance to share some of the transparencies that exist in the classroom that a lot of students, a lot of parents, and a lot of administrators don't know anything about.
On a positive note, they were able to conclude, as we saw in the beginning, that there was a representation from the Hmong community. They were able to have a representation on the choosing of the chancellor. So now there will be a representative from the Hmong community that will at least be able to represent them. So yes, there was that unfortunate conversation that was happening in the beginning with the interim chancellor and also with the representative from the community, but we want to let you know that was all worked out. After the break, we want to finish up with Valley Black Talk Radio. Their national and local things we're talking about. We will be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey Fresno. After a great summer of water conservation, our numbers fell the past few months.
And to avoid state fines, we're cutting back to 1 outdoor watering day per week, starting November 1st.
Odd-numbered addresses water on Saturday and even addresses on Sunday.
Or be a zero hero and stop outdoor watering into the springtime.
Many Fresno landscapes survive on just dew and rainfall all winter long.
So remember, one day is okay, but you can be a hero with zero.
A message from the City of Fresno.
Welcome back. We want to get right into the excerpt of Valley Black Talk Radio with Jewell Riversmith, Mel Sanders, and myself, Julie Deli Najib. Let's take a look.
Actually, prejudice is the word we should be using because it's, yeah. But the problem with this kind of thinking is you don't have to make them white. So in other words, to say that we can't make them white is, it does give you the impression that what he's saying is, you know, we can't, you don't have to make them white. He says, you mentioned these school districts failing and you mentioned economically disadvantaged and non-white populations are the contributors. All you have to do is make them not economically disadvantaged. That's all you have to do. They don't have to be white. They just have to get the same level of economic support that your white schools get.
Equity.
All you have to do is give them equity. To go into, you know, I can't make them white, that's where they always go. You don't have to be white. Yeah. All you have to do is treat us equitably. Right. We're just as smart as you are, if not smarter. Mm-hmm. We can do the same stuff you can do. We just don't get the support that the other schools get. And of course, in a lot of places, I don't know about there, but here, California, they use the excuse of property tax. Well, no wonder the kids in Marin do so much better. I mean, you know, they have a higher property tax. We can buy all of our students in Marin an Apple computer. You know, the students in Oakland, they're just, you know, we wish they could catch up. They can't do, no, they can do it. Buy all of them an Apple computer. I just get so sick of this ignorant, and we have to get to Trump at some point.
Yes, we can talk about that now.
Because he's not a joke anymore.
Because it's not a joke anymore when you're going around saying get rid of all Muslims.
Exactly.
That's a problem. That wraps up the episode of ONME Sunday Mornings with, I guess, me and you, Julie Deli Najib, and
is Linus Najib.
A lot of news is happening. We're going to keep you abreast of what's happening. We'll continue to give you that news. Thank you for watching ONME Sunday Mornings. Have a great week.